Assalomu alaykum. Demak, day 11 ni boshlaymiz. Bugun English darsi bo'lib o'tadi. English darsimizda aynan reading bilan shug'ullanamiz bugun. Demak, birinchi bu vocab va undan so'ng article va undan so'ng biz reading yangi mavzuni ko'ramiz. O'sha Erika reading kitobidan. Buni oldingi darsda matematika darsi bo'lgan va oldingi darsimizda Englishda biz writing bo'yicha gaplashgan edik. Demak, bugun faqatgina reading bo'ladi. Bunda boshladik. Xo'sh. Birinchi vocabni tushuntirib ketaman. Men association bilan yodlayotganim yo'q. Sizlarga o'rgatganim yo'q. Association bilan men ko'pincha shunchaki ma'nolarni tushuntirib beraman. Demak, birinchisi engender. Engender bu nima degan ekan? To cause or give rise to. Ya'ni biror narsani shunchaki sabab bo'lish yoki cause qilish. His unexpected compliment engendered a wave of confidence that carried her through the entire day. Demak, o'sha kutilmagan kompliment bu confidence-ni oshirdi demoqchi. Keyingi esa temperament. Temperament juda ham oddiy so'z, ya'ni eshitgan bo'lsangiz kerak, o'zbek tilida, rus tilida ham. Bu odamning xarakteri, ya'ni odamning nature deymiz, odamning bu tabiati. His easygoing temperament made him the perfect mediator during family game night, especially when Monopoly got intense. Demak, shunaqa easygoing xarakteri unga yaxshi yordam berdi demoqchi. Xullas, uchinchisi upheaval. Upheaval degan a sudden change or disruption, ya'ni ba'zi payt chaos ham desak bo'ladi, ya'ni bu kutilmagan o'zgarish. The surprise snowstorm caused such an upheaval that even the snowmen were caught off guard. Ya'ni hattoki mana shu surprise snowstorm degani qor anosi nima deydi? To'foni. To'fon deydimi, nimadir deydi? Qor bo'roni, uzr. To'fon deyman. Qor bo'roni bu katta chaos bo'ldi. Ya'ni chaos degani hamma joy bardak, anaqa bo'lib ketishdi. House deydi, uni ruschasiga adashmasam. Keyingi esa embrace. Embrace bu welcome with open arms to accept or support willingly. Ya'ni shunchaki biror narsani qabul qilishingiz embrace deyiladi. Masalan, he embraced the idea of a pajama day at work, showing up in a full onesie without hesitation. Buni teskarisi rejection. Xo'sh, beshinchisi substantiate. Substantiate degan to show to be true or yoki oddiygina biz aytsak bo'ladi, buni prove desak ham bo'ladi. Ya'ni prove degani isbotlash. Demak, biror narsani isbotlasangiz, siz uni substantiate desangiz ham bo'laveradi. Okay. Just a sec. Proof. Okay, keyingisi superficial. Okay, the example qo'yaylik. He tried to substantiate his claim that aliens ate his homework by showing a blurry UFO picture, but no one was convinced. U isbotlamoqchi bo'ldi o'zini gapini, ya'ni u gapi qanaqa edi? O'sha o'zga sayyoraliklar uni homeworkini yeb qo'ydi. Bunga hech kim ishonmadi. Keyingisi superficial. Superficial degan shallow on the surface, ya'ni juda ham yuzaki biror narsani qilish, ya'ni chuqur emas, yuzaki qilish. Superficial. His knowledge of French was superficial, ya'ni uni French bilishi, ya'ni fransuzchani bilishi yaxshi emasdi demoqchi. Okay, sovereignty. Sovereignty degan supreme power or authority. Ya'ni suveren degani sovereignty bilan pashti bir xil. Ya'ni kuchli, oliy kuchga ega yoki avtoriteti bor, ya'ni hukumat bor. O'sha sovereignty deyiladi. Sovereignty of the tiny nation, ya'ni katta kuchi yoki aytaylik hukumati shunaqa bo'lganda demoqchi. By its proud flag, ya'ni o'sha proud flag degani nima deydi? Faxrlanadigan bayrog'idan simbol bo'lganda demoqchi. Keyingisi lavish. Lavish degan luxurious, ya'ni hashamatli. The birthday party was so lavish it had a chocolate fountain, fireworks and a live band just for the dog. Buni teskarisi modest. Okay, 9-inchisi crux. Crux degan the essence, main point. Juda ham muhim joyi biror narsani. Masalan, the crux of mystery was solved when they realized the butler had been stealing all the cookies. Demak, mysteryning eng asosiy joyi aniqlab yetildiki, qachonki ular shu narsani topganda. Okay, keyingisi indifference. Indifference degani bu farqli emas. Bu indifference degan lack of interest or concern. Ya'ni ahamiyat bermaslik yoki umuman qiziqmaslik biror narsaga. Ya'ni loqaydlik desak ham indifference menimcha to'g'ri bo'ladi. His indifference toward the new movie was clear. He spent more time looking at his phone than the screen. Buni teskarisi interest, enthusiasm. Demak, 11-inchisi tact. Tact degan skillfulness and sensitivity in dealing with others or difficult issues. Ya'ni juda ham biror narsada yaxshi bo'lishingiz, ayniqsa boshqa odamlar bilan yoki boshqa narsalar bilan yoki qiyin situatsiyalar bilan. She handled the awkward situation with such a tact that no one even realized there had been a problem. Ya'ni juda ham nima deydi? Mohirona deydi-yu. Mohironalik bu takt deyiladi. Buni teskarisi insensitivity, rudeness. 12-si abundant. Abundant degani ko'p, juda ham ko'p, plentiful. The garden was so abundant with vegetables that even the neighbors started leaving zucchini on each other's doorsteps. Ya'ni o'sha juda ham ko'p vegetable bor edi demoqchi. Buni teskarisi scarce or insufficient. 13 viable. Viable degani possible, ya'ni o'xshash mumkin, ishlashi mumkin, realistic deganida. O'shani viable deydi. His plan to build a fort out of pillows and blankets was not only viable but also a masterpiece in engineering. Okay. Buni teskarisi unworkable, impractical. 14-si scorn. Scorn degani contempt, the feeling that someone or something is worthless. Ya'ni biror bir kishini nima deydi? Ahamiyatsiz kishiligini bildirish. Ahamiyatsiz narsaligini bildirish aytaylik. He looked at the burnt toast with such scorn that you think it had personally insulted him. Buni teskarisi admiration or respect. Demak, keyingisi transgress. Transgress degani misbehave or disobey. Ya'ni bo'ysunmaslik. His decision to transgress the no dessert before dinner rule resulted in the sneakiest midnight ice cream raid ever. Okay, tarjima qilib o'tiribman, o'zinglar tushundinglar degan umiddaman. Buni teskarisi obey, comply. Xo'sh, 16 analogy. Analogy degani a comparison between two things. Ya'ni ikkita narsani o'rtasidagi solishtirish. Bu analogy deyiladi. Comparing his bad haircut to a mop was an analogy that perfectly captured the disaster. Analogiya desak ham eshitgan bo'lsangiz kerak, o'sha analogy deyiladi. Buni teskarisi difference or contrast. Demak, 17-si objection. Objection degani biror bir narsaga nima deydi, disagree qilasiz, lekin o'shaning sababini ham aytasiz. Bu ayniqsa salesda, ya'ni sotuvda handling the objections degan narsa bor. Ya'ni o'sha objectionlar ko'rsatadi. Siz masalan produktni tushuntirdingiz, hamma narsani informatsiyani berdingiz, lekin sizga klient aytadiki, masalan, "Yo'q, men olmayman shu sabab uchun." Masalan aytaylik, "Meni pulim yo'q, hozir vaqtim emas, men uydagilar bilan gaplashib ko'ray." Mana shular objectionlar deyiladi, masalan. Okay, keyingisi. His only objection to the plan was that it didn't include any snacks, and that was a deal breaker. Buni teskarisi agreement, consent. Okay, 18. Construe. Construe means to interpret in a particular way. Ya'ni biror bir narsani tushuntirish. He construed her silence as agreement, but little did he know as she was just thinking about pizza. Okay, buni teskarisi misunderstand or confuse. 19. Procure. Procure means obtain or acquire. Ya'ni biror bir narsani olish. Okay, he managed to procure front row tickets to the concert, a feat that felt like winning the lottery. Buni teskarisi lose or forfeit. Forfeit dema eshitmaganman, shunchaki lose deb qo'ysangiz bo'ladi. O'zingiz uchun. 20-si evoke. Evoke degani to bring to mind, ya'ni biror bir narsani xayolga keltirish. The smell of fresh baked cookies evoked memories of childhood visits to his grandma's house. Buni teskarisi forget or suppress. 21. Depiction. Depiction degani IELTS writingda ham ko'rgan bo'lsanglar kerak, task 1da the map depicts that blah blah blah. Ya'ni depict degan ko'rsatish. Depiction buni nima deydi? Noun versiyasi portrayal illustration degan. Ya'ni ko'rgazma. The artist's depiction of a cat playing the piano was so realistic, it almost seemed like the cat could play Mozart. Buni teskarisi misrepresentation, distortion. Okay, you can make a burden. A burden means a difficulty, problem or responsibility. Burden degani, ya'ni qiyinchilik, qanaqa problema bo'lsa, o'shani burden deymiz. Okay, keyingisi. Carry his little brother on his shoulders all the day at the amusement park was both a joy and a burden. Buni teskarisi relief or aid. 23. Recollection. Recollection means a memory, the act of remembering, ya'ni biror narsani eslash yoki shunchaki xotira. His recollection of the event was a little fuzzy, but he clearly remembered the giant cake at the end. Forgetfulness, amnesia, buni teskarisi. Demak, 24. Tumult. Tumult degani confusion or disorder, ya'ni chalkashlik. The tumult in the cafeteria was so loud it sounded like a herd of elephants had taken over lunch. Buni teskarisi peace or order. Oxirgisi conceit. Conceit degani admit degani. ya'ni siz tan olishingiz, lekin siz oldin uni deny qilgan bo'lishingiz mumkin. After hours of debate, he finally conceded that the pineapple on pizza wasn't that bad. Buni teskarisi deny or refute. Okay. Bu tekstni o'zingizlar o'qib olsanglar bo'ladi. Men chunki tarjima qilib bermayman. Chunki tarjima qilib bermaydigan bo'ldim. Shunchaki men sizga meaningini aytib berishim mumkin. Yana endi o'zingiz tushunishingiz uchun. Men shunchaki o'qib ketaman-da, sizlarga ma'nosini aytib ketaman. Aynan detalni tarjima qilib o'tiraman. Okay, the journey of the tomato has been one of the significant upheaval, transforming from a plant steeped in scorn and superstition to a cornerstone of global cuisines. The narrative of the tomato is not just a tale of its abundant proliferation, but a story that engenders a deeper appreciation for how food can shape civilization. Xullas biz tomatoni qanchalik muhimligini gapiramiz. Okay, historically the tomato was met with indifference and fear, misconstrued as poisonous due to its bright red color and membership in the nightshade family. The superficial judgment delayed its acceptance in Europe until its viability was substantiated by those brave enough to embrace its potential. The temperament of European chefs gradually shifted from suspicion to curiosity, which was a crucial turning point. Ya'ni oldin shunaqa deb o'ylangan, ya'ni u zaharli deb o'ylangan, shuning uchun Yevropaga kech kirib kelgan. Xullas, o'sha narsani aytib beryapti. The sovereignty of the tomato began in earnest with its introduction to a Mediterranean diet, where it found a lavish environment ripe for integration. The crux of this integration was the tomato's versatility and its ability to enhance the flavors of traditional dishes. In Italy, for example, the tomato became synonymous with national identity, featuring prominently in dishes like pizza and pasta. This transformation was not without its tumults, as culinary purists initially resisted the new ingredient. However, the analogy of the tomato's integration to that of potato and corn, other New World foods, helped ease this transition. Xullas, biz pomidorni integratsiya qilgan ekanmiz, uni ovqatni ta'mini yaxshilash uchun. O'shani aytib beryapti. In the Americas, the tomato was always more than a mere vegetable. It was a symbol of agricultural sovereignty and innovation. The stories of indigenous people using tomatoes to sustain their communities are a collection passed down through generations, highlighting the plant's role in survival and cultural resilience. Ya'ni Amerikada bu faqatgina oddiy vegetable emas, balki bu kulturasini ham ko'rsatadi. Buni innovatsiyalarni, ya'ni davlat rivojlanib kelayotganini ko'rsatib beruvchi narsa. The depiction of the tomato in art and literature further evokes its essence from an underestimated newcomer to a celebrated icon of culinary art. The image of a ripe, juicy tomato still engenders feelings of warmth and nostalgia, a testament to its role in family gatherings and festive meals. Its acceptance into cuisines around the world speaks to a universal temperament that values flavor and communal dining experiences. Despite its popularity, there have been periods of objection from economic concerns about overproduction to health scares that once again cast doubt on its safety. Yet each challenge was met with tact, as the agricultural culinary communities worked together to reinforce the reputation of the tomato as safe and beneficial. Plus, objectionlar bo'lgan, ya'ni unga disagreementlar bo'lgan, lekin oxirida ba'zi safe bo'lgan demoqchi tomatoni. Today, the tomato stands as a testament to the idea that most construed and ordinary items can have extraordinary impacts on human life. To consider the significance of the tomato in global cuisines is to acknowledge a narrative filled with adaptation and appreciation. Ya'ni o'sha pomidor bu qanchalik kichkina narsani odamlar hayotda katta muhim rol borligini ko'rsatib beruvchi narsa. Ya'ni qanchalik kichik narsa bo'lmasin, narsa u katta nima deydi, roli bo'lishi mumkinligini ko'rsatib beruvchi narsa. Okay, as we contemplate the past and look to the future, the tomato continues to compel innovation in gastronomy, driving chefs to explore new flavors and combinations. Its story is a vibrant chapter in the history of food, one that continues to unfold across dinner tables and in the hearts of food lovers around the world. Xullas, hozir qanaqa muhimligini yana aytib bermoqchi. In recent years, the researchers have sought to procure heirloom varieties which are not only more viable in terms of genetic diversity, but also offer rich flavors. This endeavor, however, is not without its burden. Maintaining a wide array of tomato species requires meticulous care and often means navigating the complex regulations that transgress the simple act of seat sharing across borders. Despite these challenges, the commitment to preserving tomato diversity underscores its enduring appeal and importance to global food heritage. Ya'ni aytmoqchiki bu muhim bizga, chunki shunaqa narsalar bor, lekin uni maintain qilish ham oson emas pomidorda demoqchi, lekin baribir ham biz uni hali ham muhim deb bilamiz demoqchi. Okay, fight time quiz. The company's new policy was designed to more collaboration among team members. I hope it would create a stronger sense of unity in workplace. Okay, I think it would be engender. Chunki cause bo'lishi kerak bu yerda, menimcha. Okay, his calm allowed him to handle stressful situations without becoming overwhelmed. Demak, calm qanaqa? Temperament, ya'ni shunaqa calm nature yordam berdi. Uchinchisi, the sudden political upheaval bo'lsa kerak menimcha. Chunki upheaval bu o'sha chaos edi, esinglarda bo'lsa. Xo'sh, to'rtinchisi, the community was quick to the idea of building a new park, supporting his with donations and volunteer work. Their willingness to accept and embrace bo'ladi demak. Okay, 5. The lawyer presented evidence to his claim of innocence. Substantiate bo'ladi, chunki biz proof qilishga harakat qilyapmiz. Bitta narsani proof deb turibdi mana. Okay, although his knowledge of the topic was only as he had only read a few articles. Shallow bo'lishi kerak, ya'ni superficial. Ya'ni yaxshi bilmaydi mana shu topikda. 7. The key maintained complete over the land, ruling without question. His supreme authority. Demak, bu nima bo'ladi? Sovereignty, ya'ni A. 8. The millionaire's lifestyle included private jets and luxuries. Luxurious bo'lsa lavish bo'ladi. Demak, B. The other matter was whether the company had violated any laws. The main point dedim crux bo'ladi demak. D. Despite his poor behavior, the teacher showed and handled the situation without losing her control. Demak, losing her control with tact, ya'ni A. Skillfulness. Demak, set 5 tugadi. Buni o'zinglar uchun revision qilib oling. Yana aytganimdek, buni yaxshi revise qilish uchun notebook LM'ni ishlatsanglar bo'ladi. Shunaqa. Endi keyingi artikelga o'tamiz. Ya'ni bunisi bolgarskiy haqida. Ya'ni bolgarskiy bulg'or qalampiri o'zbekchada. Okay, good reasons to pick peppers. Whether sweet or hot, they pack a nutrition and flavor punch. Shirin bo'ladimi, issiq, ya'ni achchiq bo'ladimi, ularda nutrition bor, ya'ni ozuqa bor demoqchi. Va ta'm bo'ladi bularda. Ya'ni sabablari, nima uchun biz bolgarskiyni ishlatishimiz kerak? Menimcha o'sha haqida gaplashamiz. Okay. If you want to add something to your next meal or snack, pick up some peppers from the supermarket or farmer's market. Fall is when they are at their peak, which means they are full of sweet, sharp and fiery flavor. Demak, ovqatingizni shirinroq qilmoqchi bo'lsangiz o'sha bolgarskiyni ishlating. Demak, kuz bu ularning eng pikiga chiqadigan vaqt. Peppers are also low in calories but packed with nutrients, says this guy, a senior dietitian at Ronald Displaced UCLA Medical Center. They supply heart-healthy potassium and fiber plus vitamins A and C to support the immune system. Yellow, orange, and red peppers deliver carotenoids, plant pigments that may protect against certain eye diseases and cancers. Demak, aytmoqchiki, demak kaloriyasi kam, lekin ozuqasi yetarli, yaxshi ozuqalari bor. Demak, biz immunitetimizga yordam berar ekan, u keyin даже ko'z kasalliklari va rakka ham qarshi yordam berar ekan. Okay, turn up the heat, ya'ni issiqni yoqing. Hot peppers may offer an extra health kick. They get their heat from something, a compound that may combat inflammation and promote blood flow. According to this journal, people who ate hot peppers more than 4 times a week were about a third less likely to die of cardiovascular disease than those who rarely or never ate them. Xullas, foydalarni aytib bermoqchi, qanaqa o'sha issiq, ya'ni menimcha achchiq deb nazarda tutishgan. Achchiq o'sha bolgarskini yeyish shunaqa kardiovaskular, ya'ni yurak kasalliklarini kamaytirar ekan. Okay, they may also play a small role in weight loss. Ya'ni ozishga ham yordam berar ekan. Research has linked capsaicin with a lower body weight and less belly fat. It increases your metabolism and calorie burn, the effect that doesn't last long. You're not going to drop 10 pounds by eating peppers alone. Ya'ni ozishga ham yordam berishi mumkin ekan. Demak, metabolizmni yaxshilar ekan, kuchaytirar ekan, kaloriyni yaxshi o'sha burn qilar ekan, yoqar ekan. Bu qorinda ana o'zini yog'ini ketkizar ekan, overall weightni kamaytirar ekan. Lekin aytmoqchiki, siz faqatgina o'sha pepper yeb ko'p vez tasha olmaysiz demoqchi. Demak, unaqa katta yordam bermaydi, lekin baribir foydasi bor. Okay, but hot peppers may change the way you eat, and that may give you a weight loss advantage. It's tough to scarf down spicy food, so you may end up consuming less. Plus, that burning sensation can suppress appetite. Scientists at Purdue University found that people felt less hungry for the rest of the day when they sprinkled pepper on their meals than when they didn't. Demak, u nimaga yordam berishini aytishgan, ya'ni bu appetitni to'xtatar ekan va shuni hisobiga siz kamroq ovqat yeysiz. Shunga calorie burn bo'ladi. Okay. Pick your pepper. Ya'ni siz tanlang o'sha bolgarskini. Har xil rangi bor, masalan, yashil, sariq, qizil. Each pepper has its own unique flavor and heat. The latter is measured on the heat scale ranging from 0 units for a sweet bell pepper up to 300,000 for a mouth-scorching habanero. Ya'ni har bitta nima deydi, bolgarskini o'zi bor, o'zini alohida ta'mi bor va issiqligi. Issiqlik deganda bu yerda achchiqligini aytmoqchi. Demak, achchiqligi biz 0 dan 30 minggacha o'lchar ekanmiz shirinlik darajasida. Sweet peppers, ya'ni shirin bolgarskilar. Yellow, orange and red bell peppers are harvested later than green, so they are often sweeter. So you can add raw or bell or other sweet peppers such as banana peppers to salads, stir fries and sandwiches, or make roasted pepper pesto. Plus, place 8 peppers on a baking sheet and roast at 350 Fahrenheit for an hour or until soft. Remove the skin and puree peppers with olive oil, 4 cloves of garlic, 2 sorts cup of almonds and a pinch of salt and pepper. Demak, shirin anavlarimizda bolgarskilarda nimaga shirinligini aytdi. Demak, ular greendan keyin harvest qilinar ekan, shuning uchun ham bular shirin bo'ladi. Keyin har xil joyda ishlatsangiz bo'ladi uni, mana shu narsalar bilan, salatlar bilan aytdi. Endi achchiqlari, hot peppers. If you like mild spice, opt for shishito, blah blah blah. Bu joylar bizga kerak emas. For extra fire, choose Thai or habanero. Bular terminologiya unaqa shart emas sizga. Demak, achchiqlik turlarini aytib bermoqchi, nomlarini aytdi. Masalan, shishito degani bor, 50 dan 200 gacha o'sha issiq, ya'ni achchiqlik darajasida. Yoki eng achchig'i masalan habanero degani ekan. Okay, wear plastic or rubber gloves when you're handling hot peppers. This guy advised. Then wash your hands and any utensils afterward. Getting capsaicin on your hands and then touching other parts of your body can lead to pain or irritation. If you eat something that is too hot, grab a glass of milk or other dairy product. That will cool the burn, possibly because a protein in dairy binds to capsaicin. Xullas aytmoqchiki, juda ham achchiqlarida siz o'sha plastik yoki o'sha rezinkali qo'lqop ishlating. Chunki agar o'shani ishlatmasangiz, siz boshqa joyingizda ushlasangiz, u achitib yuboradi demoqchi. Okay, an easy way to work peppers into a meal is to toss them in oil and then broil or grill them for 10 to 20 minutes. Turn them often as the skin blisters and the flesh softens. Okay, wipe off the carrot pieces or peel the skin, serve on top of fish or poultry or blend into sauce or sauce. Or stuff half seeded peppers with vegetables or tuna and cheese and then bake. Demak, qayta ishlatishda aytib berdi bizga. Okay, do they cause digestive woes? Woes degani problema. Okay, u hazm qilish muammolarini keltirib chiqaradi. Eating spicy peppers won't damage your digestive system. In fact, researchers show that this thing in them may actually reduce stomach acids and prevent ulcers. But for some people, hot peppers can irritate the lining of the gastrointestinal tract and lead to temporary discomfort, such as heartburn, diarrhea, says this guy. If you are prone to heartburn but want to try spicing up your diet, start slowly and keep track of whether hot peppers trigger symptoms. Yani yo'q, unaqa problemasi yo'q. Unaqa nabarot sizni nima deydi, oshqozoningizga yordam berishi mumkin. Shunaqa narsalar yo'q qiladi demoqchi. Lekin juda ham o'sha heart anaqangiz bo'lsa, yurak anaqangiz bo'lsa, isib ketadigan bo'lsa, yuragingiz yonib ketadigan bo'lsa, demak siz ozroq sekin boshlashingiz kerak. Ya'ni srazu achchiq emas, sal achchiqroqdan boshlab keyin achchiqlashtirsangiz bo'ladi. Demak, yaxshi, biz paperlar haqida o'qidik. Homework bo'ladi. Men 3 ta artikel tashiman, o'sha 3 ta artikelda summary'sini yozish, o'qib, yangi so'zlar yozib, keyin yozib ketish. Endi biz bugun yangi mavzuni o'tamiz. Undan oldin bitta revision qilib olaylik. Oldin nima o'tdik? Oldingi darsda biz reading mavzusida words in context ko'rgan edik. Demak, bitta yana yangi mavzu ko'ramiz. Bu Erika reading kitobidan, by the way. Okay. Making the leap. Ya'ni o'sish qilamiz demoqchi. From concrete to abstract. Ya'ni konkretniy narsadan biz mavhum narsaga o'tmoqchimiz. Okay, before we look more close at the various question types, we are going to examine a key element for comprehension, namely the ability to move between specific wording and more abstract or general ideas. Demak, biz bitta narsa haqida gaplashamiz. Bu o'qib tushunishda eng muhim narsalardan bittasi aniq so'zlar bilan, aniq frazalar bilan biz mavhum narsalarni, ya'ni umumiy ideyalarni farqini tushuna olishimiz. While you probably won't see many questions that directly test the skill, it's nevertheless crucial for navigating challenging passages. Bu juda ham muhim, qiyin passajlar uchun demoqchi. One of the most common ways that both authors of SAT reading passages and test writers themselves move between specific phrasings and more general language is by using pronouns and abstract or compression nouns, notion, assertion, phenomenon. Yana bitta specific narsadan abstract narsaga o'tishda eng yaxshi yo'li, ko'p ishlatadigan yo'llari bu pronoun, ya'ni o'sha olmoshlarni ishlatish va abstract or compression nouns, ya'ni abstract otlarni ishlatish. Masalan, pronounga this, that, it kirishi mumkin. Compression nounsga masalan notion, assertion, phenomenon degan so'zlar kiradi. If you have already spent more time preparing for the multiple choice writing and language portion of the SAT, you may be familiar with pronouns and antecedents. But even if you are, here's a refresher. Pronoun qarang, nima degani? Word that replaces a noun. Buni hali biz writingda ham o'tamiz. Agar bilsangiz yaxshi. Bilmasangiz bu nima degani? Pronoun olmosh. Bitta so'z otni o'rniga keladi. Masalan, aytaylik, Jahongir degan ism, masalan, I have a student whose name is Jahongir deylikda. He is a good student desak, masalan, he deylik. Jahongir deb yana aytmaylik. Chunki boshqa asosiy otni o'rniga biz ishlatishimiz mumkin bo'lgan narsa olmosh hisoblanadi. Masalan, she, he, it, they, this, that. Bular hammasi olmoshlar. Keyingisi antecedent. Antecedent yana boshqa ismi referent, ya'ni referal qilish. Ya'ni nima degani? Noun to which a pronoun refers. Bitta ot bor, o'sha pronounga refer qilishingiz. Okay, as a matter of fact, testing of pronouns and antecedent is one of the places where the reading and writing tests overlap. On the writing language test, the focus is primarily on identifying disagreement errors between pronouns and their antecedents. Masalan, shunaqa anolar bor. Savol tushishi mumkin. Shuni aytib bermoqchi. Okay, why use pronouns? Nima uchun pronounlar ishlatamiz? When it comes to reading, determining which noun a particular pronoun refers to may sometimes require more effort than you are accustomed to making. However, the heavy use of pronouns is necessary in all but the simplest text for reasons of style and clarity. It is important that you be able to connect pronouns back to their reference, because without the ability to track an idea through the passage, you can easily lose track of the passage's focus and argument. Demak, nima uchun muhim ekan bizga pronoun? Chunki biz passageda yo'qolib qolmasligimiz uchun, bizga track qilish uchun bu muhim narsa demoqchi. Demak, shuning uchun ham biz pronounlarni ishlatamiz. Okay, compare the following two versions of this passage. First without pronouns, second with pronouns, I think. Qarang, crowdsourcing demoqchi, yana crowdsourcing. Evaluation demoqchi, yana evaluation deb aytishi. Ya'ni barbershop, yana barbershop demoqchi. Biz har doim bitta narsani qaytaravermaymiz. Repetitionni qochishimiz uchun ham, clear, ya'ni qilishimiz uchun ham tekstda biz pronounni ishlatamiz. Okay, bular unchalik kerak emas. xohlasangiz o'z qilsangiz bo'ladi. Endi men overall aytib ketmoqchimanki, biz pronounlar shu narsa uchun ishlatamiz. Okay, muhimligini aytmoqchi, bizga praktikal narsa kerak. Okay, yana mana bitta praktikal narsa, the former and latter. Bilsangiz kerak, lekin bilmasangiz qarang. Ikkita nounni aytdik. Masalan, aytaylik, I have an apple. Oddiy tilda tushuntirishga harakat qilaman. Keyin aytaylik, an orange. Manda olma bor va mandarin bor deylik. Masalan, the former is delicious. The latter is not. Masalan, former is delicious deganda biz apple ga refer qilyapmiz, latter deganda orange ga refer qilyapmiz. Ya'ni birinchi narsani former deymiz, ikkinchi narsani latter deymiz. Shuni yozib olsangiz bo'ladi. Bu yoqda exerciselar, mana ko'rganingizdek. Demak, bular hammasi homework bo'ladi. Buni javoblari ham bor. Sizning asosiy vazifangiz mana shu narsalar. Mana bu narsalar nimani bildirishini aytish. Masalan, what does the FNE refer to? Nimaga refer qilyapti? Va bu yerda javoblari bor va keyingi darsimizda o'sha big picture o'tib ketamiz. Okay. Yaxshisi bunaqa qilaylik. Qarang, men buni homework qilib beraman. Keyin big picture ni ham o'rganamiz bugun. Chunki biz ko'proq mavzuni o'tishimiz kerak. 180 kun davomida biz yaxshi tayyorlanishimiz kerak. Shuni hisobiga hali vaqtimiz ham bor. Shuni hisobiga biz yangi mavzu ko'rsak bo'ladi. Okay. Men bittasini ko'rsatib beraylik. Keyin bu mavzuni ko'rsangiz bo'ladi. Qarang, this deficit line 6 nimaga refer qilyapti? Line 6 this deficit topa olamiz mana, this deficit. Buni tushunish uchun boshini o'qiymiz. What drives traffic on most news website is not journalism, but a combination of snark and celebrity clickbait. Ya'ni new websitelarda journalism emas, balki snark va celebrity clickbaitlar yurg'izadi demoqchi. Much of it is churned out in soul-destroying content factories managed by inexperienced and therefore inexpensive young people without the time or incentive to dig deeply into anything. This deficit. Ya'ni bu kamchilik deb nimani aytmoqchi? Inexperienced young people aytmoqchi, to'g'rimi? Without the time or an incentive to dig deeply into anything. Ya'ni lack of experienced people to go deeply. Shunga o'xshash narsani yozib qo'ysangiz bo'ladi yoki xohlasangiz mana shu shunday copy paste qilib yozib qo'yavering, bu ham to'g'ri bo'ladi. Endi javobini ko'rganingizda sal boshqacha bo'lishi mumkin. Aynan shunga o'xshash emas. Endi sal o'xshab ketsa ham, ma'nosi bir xil bo'lsa, mana shu javobni yozib qo'ysangiz bo'ladi. Okay, bu homework bo'ladi. Bular qilib kelinglar, unaqa ko'p narsa emas. Bu endi reference'ni kuchaytirib beruvchi mashqlar bo'ladi. Endi big picture'ni gaplashib o'taylik. Buni ham keyingi darsda exercise'larni ko'rib ketamiz keyin. Qarang, men bu narsani o'qib, vaqt ketkazib o'tirmayman. Aytganimdek, biz effectivenessga ishlaymiz, to'g'rimi? Big picture deganda umumiy ideyasini tushuntirib bermoqchi. Umumiy ideya nima degan narsani beradi. Masalan, bitta tekst bor deylik. Uzun tekstda. Masalan, mana bu joyini oladigan bo'lsak, mayli, mana shu joyini olaylik deylik-da. Mana shu joyini oladigan bo'lsak, bu specific hisoblanadi. Lekin mana bu joyi overall bu big picture hisoblanadi. Ya'ni big picture degani как summary-ga o'xshatsak bo'ladi. Big picture-da qanday bilamiz desak, biz birinchi bo'lib topic nima haqadaligini topishimiz kerak. Topic plus statement. Masalan, aytaylik-da, biz electric vehicles haqida gaplashyapmiz. Topigimiz nima? Electric vehicles. Keyin u haqida qanaqadir statement aytamiz. Masalan, electric vehicles are bad, electric vehicles are cheap or something. Overall, poly textga tushadigan siz bitta statement topishingiz kerak. Mana shu big picture deyiladi. Unaqa qiyin narsa emas, shunchaki siz umumiylashtirib olsangiz, tekstda o'sha big picture hisoblanadi. Olasiz bu joylarni o'qib keting, lekin ko'p ko'rganingizda readingda abstrakt narsalar, unaqa ko'p o'rgatadigan narsa yo'q. Bu ko'pincha practice bilan keladi. Va ko'proq reading comprehension exerciselar qilganingizdan keyin keladi. Demak, homework bo'ladi bu yerdan. Olasiz mana bularni o'qib chiqing. Bu yerda new idea, old idealardan tushuntirib ketgan. New idea qarang. Bu yangi statement, old idea oldingi statement. Masalan, bu ko'pincha contrast bo'lgan narsalarga aytiladi. Masalan, aytaylik, electric vehicles were thought to be very boring and expensive, but after Elon Musk made an initiative to Tesla, they are now the best cars in the world. Desak, masalan, oldingi old ideamiz bo'lgan ular yaxshi car emas, hozirgi yangi ideyamiz bu nima deydi? Ular yaxshi car. Va nimaga kerak desiz, old va new idea, chunki new ideada ko'pincha javobimiz bo'ladi. O'sha savolga javob bo'ladi. Okay. Bitta ba'zi joylari emas, muhim emas. Shuncha men o'tib ketyapman. Mayli, mana bu joyini ko'raylik. Main point bilan primary purpose. Endi hozir main idea deyiladi. Oldin main point deyilgan bo'lsa, hozir main idea deyiladi. Main purpose degan savol turimiz bor. Buni farqini tushuntirib beryapti. Main idea bu shunchaki argumentni beradi. Masalan, text nima haqidaligini tushuntirib beradi. Main purpose rhetorical maqsadi passageda. Masalan, nimanidir tushuntirib berish mumkin, nimanidir kontrast qilish mumkin. Ya'ni nima uchun text berilganini tushuntirib beruvchi narsa main purpose deyiladi. Okay, bu yerda examplelar bergan. Demak, big picture exercise bu ham homework bo'ladi. Unaqa ko'p bo'lmasa kerak. Ko'p emas ekan, big picture da ishlab qo'ysanglar bo'ladi. Keyingisi supporting evidence bo'ladi. Supporting evidence-ni menimcha keyingi dars o'tib bersam bo'ladi. Keyin ko'ramiz bo'lsa supporting evidencelar. Demak, bugun ozroq qisqaroq dars bo'ldi. Nimalar o'rgandik va voqea, undan tashqari biz artikel o'qidik va ozroq tushunib ketishga harakat qildik va undan tashqari bizda reading mavzusi bor edi. Abstract, concrete to abstract. Yana bitta mavzuni o'rgandik, bu big picture degan. Demak, shu narsalar, unaqa qiyin narsalar emas. Homeworklar tashlab qo'yaman gruppaga, o'sha kanalga. Demak, kanalga qo'shilmoqchi bo'lsangiz, o'sha shartlarni bajarishingiz kerak. Demak, rahmat kattakon, hammaga charchamanglar. Demak, day 12 da ko'rishamiz.